IACVs all the way at the bottom, sitting pretty over there. I need to get the alternator, the intake manifold. I got the top all secured. Once I jack it up, I'll do the bottom. Oh, the fuel system, I gotta hook that up. Man, there's still a lot of things to do on this one. I thought I got it made the last episode where, yeah, I have shown you that I got all the brackets and everything, the mounts, the axle. But man, you can't beat the axle, man. I like how the axle sits on this one. It is straight. I could actually bring it down some more, that's what I'm gonna do. I want no finger gap on that one. Well, welcome back to the channel, SagitNet 2. The G2B project, or the semi-plate G2B motor is in. I thought I was home base, but it looks like that I still have a lot of things to work on this one to get it running. But anyway, I would like to shout out to everyone, my OG and my new subscribers on all four corners of the world. Some of you have been leaving a comment where you've been watching, on how you found my channel. Welcome everyone. Hope you guys are doing okay. Today's episode is, I want to talk about where do you get your mojo or your motivation to finish up your project. You know, sometimes a day will come that you would not pick up a wrench and do anything at all. It's because of you are getting burned out. If you have troubles, I have troubles too, man. It works both ways. We are only human, and it's only correct that you feel that way. On this one here, I've started this, I can't remember how long ago. I think the actual work, 4 months ago or something like that. But before that, just thinking about how am I gonna do it with that plate and all of that, just in a drawing board. I think it was 2 months prior to doing the actual work. So imagine what I have in my head, man. So well, like I said, we're gonna talk about how not to get burned out and how to get your neglected project to keep it going. Try not to look at it as a big picture, because if you do look at it as a big picture, that you do have a lot of work. In a way, you do have a lot of work, or I do have a lot of work. We're talking about electrical, the intake manifold I have to fully secured, the fuel system, my existing fuel lines doesn't work. Remember, I have a different intake manifold in there before, where it's all the way to this right here on this side, but this time this is too short, so I have to come up with something different here. So this time I'm gonna make it shorter. It'll be from here to here. The existing one is right here. All I needed to do was remove the plug on the other end and put it on here. I'm gonna leave it here. The alternator has to be put on. My power steering has to be installed. Yeah, it's a big picture, and you will get burned, because it happened to me. Like I said, okay, I'm gonna put everything that's need to be done, like the electrical, for example. Well, not for example, but I'm gonna start putting it on. The intake manifold, I have the power steering, the exhaust, ECU, the interior, and not to forget the shifter. I gotta do that too. This is a big deal, because I still don't know what's gonna happen. Remember, I have shifted this motor towards the passenger side, so it moved about an inch or so because of the space that I wanted here. So now now I have to shift it towards the right. I might be shifting a little bit in an angle. You know, it's not straight. It's something I need to figure it out, but I'll worry about it once I get to it. What I'm gonna do is, a plan is to work whatever I could do here, then I'll move on to the shifter. But I will take a look at it, because it would not make sense with everything's all done and then the shifter. Well, there's always a adaptation. We can always make an improvement, right? All right. There's a lot more things. Let me see. I made a list earlier. Oh, cooling system. Yeah, the radiator has to be put on. My existing air intake will not work because I used to be a turbo. So some small little things that will come up later once just about everything is there. And the last thing is to double check, make sure everything is all secured. Lastly, of course, will be getting start Miley. That'll be the last one. Last stop. Right there. There's quite a bit of work still on there, right? So from this point on, from this day, I'll be looking at this picture. What I mean by that is, whatever I'm gonna do on this motor, I have to pick whatever I want it to do. That's the only way that you won't get burned out, and it's still, you're getting something done. Like for example, well, some of these items, it doesn't have to be in order, because there's some that you need to do something before you can do the other. But pick one in a day or on your days off. You say, I want to work on the steering. So you come up on your project. So how I looked at this, that's all I'm gonna do. That is what my main focus will be. Maybe in a day, that's the only thing I will get done, and I will walk away. I accomplished something. And eventually, you start checking all those things. By the time or before you know it, man, it is ready for start. I'm not saying that I didn't get burned out doing or working on this one. Believe me, I did. And I sense it right away, and I walk away with it. That's why some of my videos, you're only like a week behind. I will make one, and I'll make an edit, and by the time you know it, you can watch it within a week. And like I said earlier before, I don't like keeping videos. I lose track. I don't know what to do. Yeah. So that's our topic for today. It's not to get burned out or get your motivation, or where do you get your mojo when you're building something like this. If you ask me, where do I get my motivation, my mojo? Somehow I like my my mind to be stimulated. Now, what I meant by that, I just want some challenge. For example, the intake manifold, the RBC. There's got to be a way of not using, or get away of not using an adapter for it, and have that intake manifold, the position to be leaning upwards or something, and there it is. I got it made. Now I took a challenge on the H2B project, which is, this is what I ended up right there. And also, why do you think I always showing you the turbo manifold on this one? Because I like turbocharged engines. That is the key. That is my mojo right there. It just keeps me going. So if you find my channel to be somewhat helpful on your project, and up to this day, that is still my mojo. That is the purpose of this channel. If I can be an influence on your build somehow, I will die a happy man. Yeah, it's still my motto up to this day. So thank you. Thank you for all your support and watching countless hours. I don't know a whole lot of things when it comes on cars. I'm just sharing you my experience on building these motors. And if you find something that is not up to the task, you can always make a comment and I can always make an improvement. I always take those comments in a positive way. Yeah, if it can help me, it can help everyone. So back to the list, the things to do. Final thing to say is, if you feel that you are getting tired, that you are asking yourself, man, why I even doing this, right? Back off. Take a break, take a breather, man. And get yourself a list like this. You might find something like this on a shops, you know, some YouTubers that they would have a list. That is not for show. Those are like their job cards that they want something done. So at the end of the day, they have a progress. They will see an X or a check on it. And that's how I found myself when I'm building something like this, so I won't get burned out. That's how I see it. I don't look at it as a big picture anymore. I see it as a one item right there. That's all I'm gonna do. And forget about a lot of things. Just work on that one and you'll be good to go. By the end of the day, you will see a progress. And eventually, you'll get done. And this is where I end this video. Thank you very much for watching. Again, on all four corners of the world. The farthest one that I have known so far: Australia, Malaysia, Singapore, Philippines, Ireland, South Africa, and here in the US. Thank you all for your support, and eventually we will get this thing running. All right, thank you very much. Bye everyone.